So, welcome to another Wish Fulfilled Success Story Friday. How many of you are really going through it with your SP situation at the moment? Maybe you're getting hot and cold. You don't really know where you stand. Is your SP an ex? Maybe they're not an ex. What if they're someone you've never had a relationship with? What if you've got a third party blocker? Or perhaps a bit of an age gap that is making you feel insecure? What if? It just seems like nothing is happening. No movement, up and down. You don't know where you stand. A pattern of broken relationships in the past, and you're expecting it to all be the same again. It's the same thing over and over again. Insecurities, anxieties getting in the way, not feeling good enough, not feeling chosen with relation to your SP. Have you stuck them up on a pedestal? Do they belong there over you? For those of you who are really going through this at the moment, I'm hoping that this success story, that's what I meant, success story, will help you out, will help to boost you, will help you to see that circumstances really don't matter. Third party issues or distance, or whether you've had a relationship in the past with your SP or not, whether they've loved you in the past or if they've never loved you up to this point, does not matter. You know, whatever it might be, age gaps and all the rest of it, does not matter. It can always turn around. Your 3D circumstances are not final. They're based on you. They're based on you changing. As soon as you change, the way you experience your 3D reality changes, and it continues to change and mirror your new concept of self. Shall we listen to this success story? Shall we hear how my client got on, how she turned things around? She even cured herself from a lifelong health condition that she had, as well as got a new career. So it's not just her SP she's had success with. She has done incredibly well. English is not her first language, but she has, bless her, gone into a lot of detail considering, and where it might be a little bit bumpy, I'll try and smooth it over so that we get a nice even flow. But bear with me on this one as I read this story out to you guys. First up, I just want to thank all of you for joining me. I'm Athena Raven. I'm a mental health and manifestation life coach, and I'm here to hopefully empower and inspire you on this manifestation journey. So if you're enjoying the content and you're finding it helpful, I do invite you to join us regularly, subscribe, click that bell icon as well so you never miss a beat. And I'm always here to support you guys as much as I can. So thank you so much for your dedication and your support as well. It means the world. And I'm looking forward to hearing all your successes, because all of you are on the bridge of success. We've decided you're on the bridge to success right now. How does it feel? How does that feel? You might not genuinely know it now. You might not even be aware of it. You might think and feel that it's different, but you're on the bridge to success. When I think of it that way, I always try and think of it that way. For my big, see, there it is, big, small manifestations, they're all the same. There's no size to it. But when we view it in this way, I'm always on the bridge, and I'm on that bridge to success. Whatever it is, that really helps me stay in the end state. When things are looking a little bit bleak, and we all know that that's what derails a lot of people, particularly with SP journeys. We've got so much anxiety around SP journeys, even more so sometimes than health. And health is truly important too. In fact, I feel like I struggle more with health manifestations than I do with SP. But like I said, my client here really blew my mind with the changes that she managed to make. The changes to some old beliefs, anger that she had from past experiences, from traumatic childhood experiences, so much anger she was carrying, which was obviously the reason for her body developing this autoimmune illness. And this broken pattern with relationship, one after the other. So we managed to break the cycle. And it took some work, and she did really well. And so she has shared this wonderful success story, which I am going to read out to you guys now, as I always do. So sit back, relax, get yourself that hot drink, and let's get this going. So she starts off her email. Hi, Athena. Hope this is okay. I'm still in shock as to how my world has turned around in such a short time, and I'm so grateful to you. Really excited to be able to share this success story with you and your audience. I hope it will help many people on the same path. So, my situation is a strange one. A little bit about me. I have not been in many relationships in my life. They always ended up breaking down pretty fast, leaving me feeling abandoned and less than, with some serious anxious attachment behaviors being manifest as a result of my immobilizing fears of losing love. I really thought I was doomed to be single all my life at this rate. Anytime I loved someone, they would either not feel the same way or would show interest or would show interest only to lose it a short time later. So please don't judge me if I come across needy in this. Don't worry, girl. I think we've all been there. I look back now and I don't recognize the person I used to be anymore. It's actually incredible. So I am a more mature girl, shall we say, and to reach my age with no success in love really affected my self-esteem in a huge way. I feel younger than my years and I still socialize a lot, but I never met anyone I liked. I decided in my frustration that I had enough of failure. Failures on dating sites, failures on blind dates. Yes, my friends even tried to set me up and nothing worked. I told myself I was done with this and I firmly decided I would be in a relationship with a guy and that this time this would be the one. I thought about what I wanted. The man of my dreams is mature, handsome, loves to be in my company, has the same interests as me, and I can tell them everything in my heart like he can tell me, etc., etc. And that is how I thought of it. I didn't know about the law as such in these days, but I would fantasize on the man of my dreams. And what fun it was to think on this. About 3 months later, I was invited out with a friend of mine to a small dive bar. We would frequent this place on occasion, but then I stopped going because I was not enjoying the vibe anymore. However, on this night, my plans with one of my girlfriends fell through and I found myself alone and with nothing to do, so I accepted the invitation and we went. Well, I did not expect what happened next. The bar is extremely small and we entered and my friend recognized some people in the bar. I didn't know any of them, but we went straight over to their table, spoke with them, and then we joined them for the evening. So I was feeling a little uncomfortable as I'm sure that everyone on the table was younger than me. I suddenly caught eyes with this young man on the end of the table. Wow. When I say this man is beautiful, I mean to me, he was the most breathtaking individual I have ever laid my eyes on. He looked back at me and he smiled and blushed and looked away. Sorry. He looked back at me and smiled and I blushed and looked away. Right. He didn't blush. She did. My heart was pounding. You know what I mean, right? Has anyone had this experience before? Because yes, I look at men I find attractive, and this was the first time that I felt so shy, so overwhelmed and speechless. We sat with them for a few hours and I wanted so much to talk to this guy, but I couldn't. He directed a couple of questions towards me, but I stumbled my words. I was so embarrassed and I am sure to have made a fool of myself. Anyway, as the evening ended, we all parted ways and I went back home with my friend. I asked him about the beautiful boy at our table and he told me his name, saying that he's a nice guy and someone who actually lived in the flats above the bar that we went to. What luck! He was local. I engraved the name of the boy in my mind. And the next day when my friend went home, I was straight on Facebook, Instagram, Snap, I don't know what that is, trying to find him. I know it's a bit embarrassing to admit, but I am sure this is my dream man. The way he looked and the way I felt when I saw him was everything I had fantasized about. Something about him was special, and although we did not speak much because I was being so paralyzed in his presence, I just knew he had to be my one. I find the dream man on Facebook and shock horror. His profile photo was him with another girl. I was so frustrated. Why is it always a problem with my relationships? Why is there always something in the way of the men that I desire? So I play detective. I scroll his profile and I find out that he is 10 years younger than me, and his girlfriend seems to be of a similar age to him, or at least she looks like that. This made me feel extremely insecure. Also, on top of that, my dream man is a model. His professional photos makes him look so amazing, handsome, and feeling so much more further from my reach as a result. This man is my dream, but is it too good for me? And he's with someone else. So I close off from the social media and I try to forget the boy, but I just can't. He's even coming into my dreams. Literally, my dream boy is visiting me in my dreamland. And they are very strange dreams I am having. I don't know what the message of it was, but it always felt like I am looking for him in my dream and I'm trying to get to him. I'm trying to get him to like me and to notice me. They felt very stressful to me. And of course, it didn't help me to forget him. So I give in to my temptations and I add him on social media. And he adds me back to my surprise. I sent him a message just saying that it was nice to meet with him, and he responds very polite, but nothing too interesting. I tried to keep conversations going, but it was very short responses. I can tell he is not wanting to talk, so I leave it, feeling disappointed. A few weeks later, I go to the bar again and I see my SP. This time, I try to I make sure to try to talk to him more, although I am still so insecure. I don't understand why, but he is being cold and he's acting like he does not want to talk to me. This really hurt me. I know he has a girlfriend and maybe this is why, but even to be polite, he wasn't making any effort. I think that perhaps he is repulsed by me. Maybe he can tell I am too old for him. So I tried to script and to imagine my time with him, and as the months go by that summer, I see him a few more times. Mostly with friends, and only 2 times with the girlfriend and their dog. Yes, a dog. It is as bad as having a child together when I see that. Each time I know dogs are like children. Each time I try to be polite and friendly, but I don't go out of my way to talk to him. Some days when I see him, he seems to show interest, and then other days, if I bump into him, it's like I am a stranger. I cannot tell at all if he is playing games, if there's any chance with him. I'm so fed up, and as the time passes, I go through this. Every time I see him, I don't like to feel that talking to me is an effort. So I search for ideas and an understanding, and I come across manifestation, and I come to Athena's channel. I know of the secret for many years, and I had, in my own ways, now that I look back on it, have been manifesting, but I didn't know that's what I was doing. I watched her videos, pretty much all of them, and I started to test this wonderful law. I manifest so many crazy things, like to have my car repaired for a discount, to getting a free gift, and even winning a competition. I feel my confidence building and I start to implement these techniques for my SP. However, for some reason, it feels more hopeless with this one. Time is passing by and I had not seen any changes for months. I tried to go to the bar more regularly to have more chances to meet with him, but suddenly I see him less now. I know now I was pushing 3D and it was frustrating me, but I couldn't get past all of my issues. I am too old for him. I'm not pretty or good enough to be with a model. He is with someone else. Maybe he thinks I am boring. And all of these worrying thoughts taking over my mind. I then discovered by my friend that my SP has moved out of the flats above the dive bar. He is no longer local to the area. And maybe this is why I didn't see him suddenly. Life was telling me he is going further and further away from me now. So I decided in the end to coach with Athena and to learn how to fix these problems I am having and to learn to discipline my mind. I wanted to remove this old pattern of failed relationships and bad thinking. I told her all of my beliefs that are limiting me and my anxiety, and she made me feel so good about it. My biggest worry I struggled with was my age. It was not much of a concern for me before, but I realized him being younger made me focus on it a lot. What if he wants to have a family? What if he prefers younger 20-something-year-olds over me? Athena helped me to see my worth, and she actually turned this belief around. I was so strongly believing in it, and when she talked to me, 10 minutes, my belief changed, and now I don't worry about my age being an issue anymore. Can I just also add, what's interesting is the amount of clients I've had lately who have got age gap relationships. And I thought it was just so funny. Maybe I'm creating it because there's the age gap between Joseph and I. So I just wanted to add that. She was another one. And it's always the same concerns. But you see, it doesn't matter. So she carries on. We also did a hypnosis, and I tell you, I never had such experience before. I had tears coming down my face, and when I came out of it, I was feeling light and free and different. So I am feeling better, and I've accepted that I don't need to keep checking on my SP or worrying about when I'm going to see him again. I realize I don't need to check his accounts to see if he is still with the girlfriend. Instead, I concentrate on myself. Sometimes I redo the hypnosis because it was feeling really good to me, and the rest of the time I was living happy. I knew I would not be single always. Something in me was different. I just felt in my heart it was working out in its own way. In this time I was coaching, I had some other goals which came to me. I manifested a new job for myself with Athena's help. I always wanted to work in makeup, but I had no confidence. Now I am selling makeup and applying it to people's faces. It might not be a big job, but I always love this type of thing. Talking to people, making them feel happy and beautiful, sharing knowledge about my passion. This made me feel so happy. Another problem I have is a long-term issue with psoriasis, which started age 16 and got worse over time. I had creams and light therapy, which helps a little, but it was always a problem in my life. It was embarrassing for me, as it would be in my hair too, looking like flakes, and very red and sore, and then when it would flare up. It was another reason I was feeling low self-worth with my SP and with all of my relationships. I feel ugly for this and undesirable. Athena helped me to see the unconditional love, so I would not fight this condition, and she used hypnosis to help me. I tell you now, this problem I had for so many years is gone. I had a lot of anger inside me from my bad childhood, and maybe it was the inner child healing that helped me to release this anger, and that is what healed me. Or maybe it was the imagining of the pure skin I have, or maybe both. But I don't have this condition bothering me anymore. It has been healing so perfectly and no flare-ups for months, which I can't remember the last time I went this long. It's a miracle. So, back to my SP. It is strange, but I was feeling so good about myself. I go to get my hair done and my nails just because I want to feel good. My skin clearing made me feel so confident, and I was going out more. I was out to lunch with my friend, and suddenly, who is sitting there having lunch too but my SP? He was with a male friend, so not the girlfriend, which I was relieved about. I catch his eye and we smile and nod. I was so excited and again feeling very nervous like a teenager. I can't understand how this man can have such an effect. They leave a little while later, but my SP comes and greets me before he goes, which I didn't expect. He talked to me a little bit before he left. I immediately messaged Athena about my excitement. I'm on the bridge and this was my sign. It's hard not to get impatient again because now I have my sign. I want more. So I had some text coaching with Athena to master my nerves and remind me how to be and how that this is working. I think I needed the reassurance, and it helps me a lot to keep calm and to detach. 4 months later, we go to the dive bar with my friend for their birthday party. I was hoping I might see SP, but I wasn't too bothered now, not like before. This time I was more focused on having a good time, and now SP moved home, so I didn't expect that he would be there anyway. As the night goes on, we drink and we celebrate the birthday, and suddenly my SP comes in. Again, he is with friends, but not with the girlfriend. I was dancing and having a lot of fun, and I didn't notice him coming up to me, and then he is talking to me. I was embarrassed, but feeling more confident, and I think the alcohol helped me. We talked very comfortably. He told me about his modeling career, and I tell him about my new job. I have the best night talking, dancing. We have the best night talking and dancing all together. Before, I was so nervous and unable to talk without blushing or wanting to hide. But I felt different. I take him off the pedestal and I realize he is just human. What am I fearing? It was like a dream. And then the dream was getting even better. He tells me that now he is single. This was without me asking anything about his girlfriend at all. I felt like he wanted me to know that he was available. Apparently, his girlfriend left him. He said they had ended on very friendly terms, but there was no love there for a while now, and they only stayed together till the lease on the flat was finished. This is why he then moved away. Now it's all making sense to me, and there I was, so afraid that he was far away and I would never have my chance. We talked and finished the night, and we exchanged numbers to keep in touch. He was being very friendly to me, but also I noticed he is flirting with other girls. It got me a little bit paranoid. But then I realized that it was my old insecurities coming out. As Athena told me, what I was seeing as flirting was just him being friendly, and he was doing it to everyone. But of course, anxiety makes me see this so badly. From then on, we are talking all of the time, and I'm so excited, but I do notice some more anxiety coming back. I did notice a few times that he didn't reply to my messages, and I started to get worried, but I also realized that I didn't spiral like I normally would in these sorts of situations. I knew that I had grown and healed. I just tell myself it is okay because I imagined he is my dream man, and I see him before I meet him in my heart. So we will come together. It is meant to be. So he comes back again after going a little bit quiet, and I let him do what he is doing. I know he has time for me, and I can see him prioritizing me even when I have no messages from him. I felt good with or without him, and that really helped my anxiety. I wasn't anxiously attached anymore, and this made me feel so free. I felt like a success just for feeling this way. Then SP comes back talking again, all day, every day. We arranged to meet as he asked me for a date. And when we go out together, we had the best time. He is very affectionate and he's not shy to tell me how he is feeling. He loves that I am older, which was my assumption that I worked on with Athena. And he now shows me that he actually loves it. He loves to be with an experienced woman. We have a few dates now, and it's going so well. I have given the essence of my story, and there was more that happened, but I don't want to make this too long. I am amazed how this turned around. I didn't think I would see this man again, and I thought that he would be happier with the third party. But once I feel I am chosen and I know my self-worth, I realize that he sees it in me also. He is taking me away next weekend, and I'm very excited. Although he is younger than me, I do not feel or notice it anymore. Although he is a model, I do not think of him as some perfect person on a pedestal above me. Love is unconditional and blind to these things. Athena, thank you so much for helping me to learn the law and to get my dream man. Also, to me, the most important was to heal my psoriasis and eliminate the years of anger and torture that I was carrying. I see now how anger not only broke my body, but also all of my relationships in the past. I am truly light and free of all of this. This is my relationship I know will last now. This is a new chapter to my new story and life. Thank you, hugs and kisses. Thank you so much for sharing that, Angel. Actually, what impresses me with my clients who have English not as their first language, their English, they use words that I wouldn't normally use. They impress me all the time. But how was that for you? Does this story resonate with any of you guys? Are you going through something similar? Like I say, the amount of people that I was getting, particularly women who have this concern, because there's something about it when it's the other way. If the woman's older, we feel even more insecure about it. But insecurities can be carried by anyone for a number of reasons, and it's because we're sticking them up on the pedestal. We're making that person, that specific person, our life, the reason for our happiness. And remember, this law isn't about getting your SP, getting them to conform, getting them to love you. It's not about getting anything from the outside. It's always about self. It's always about gifting yourself this experience now, and then it is reflected out. Then other people who are mirroring your concept of self come in and reflect back to you your new concept of self. You can turn anything around. You've got health issues that you've had for years. You can turn around. Look at that since the age of 16. I'm not going to share her age, but you can roughly sort of guess, you know, that she's had this ailment all her life. And I've worked with a few clients who have been like that. And I've got some more health related ones to share from clients as well. But you see, absolutely anything, your circumstances, whatever's going on with your SP, it doesn't matter. How are you choosing to view it? Did you see, she noticed how her anxiety crept in, and she noticed how the lack of communication, it was starting to make her feel a bit uncomfortable, but she didn't allow that to mean that he's not prioritizing her. She didn't allow that to mean that this isn't working and she's being ghosted, he doesn't care anymore. You see, she chose to make it mean something else. Much like when they were at the bar and he's flirting with other women. Again, I remember that time. I remember, Han, that you saw it as he's flirting with other women. Again, if we're not coming from a state of feeling chosen, we're not feeling safe and secure in relation to our desire, in relation to our specific person, then do you see how a situation like this, despite the fact he was coming over to her, he was initiating conversation, they were having a great night, she still found a way to find fault, i.e. he's flirting with other girls, he's not choosing me, maybe attaching these meanings, he's going to be a player, he's going to go for someone else. Again, that's coming from the core state of being. So now you can understand why it's so important to shift that state. Feel chosen. I mean, your end scene in relation to your SP is going to be you feeling chosen, feeling safe and secure. So attaching a meaning to someone who is, it turns out he wasn't flirting when she explained it to me as well. There was nothing flirtatious about it. He was being bubbly. He was being friendly. It's part of their culture as well. They're very naturally friendly, open, warm people. So it was nothing overt. There was nothing flirtatious. He wasn't grabbing them and kissing them and hugging them or anything like that. But you see, her core state of being caused her to see it that way. And when I took her out of state, as I always do with my clients, I make them shift their state of being there and then. They actually sometimes end up laughing at themselves. How on earth did I see this situation in that way, is what they always seem to say to me. They can't believe it. But you see, it's all about perception. That's what this experience is. That's what manifestation is all about, your perception. How do you choose to see it? And how do you choose to continue to see your situation in light of seemingly negative circumstances? You decide, you choose your assumptions, you decide if this is working for you, you decide, are you on the bridge to success? Decide it now. You are. And then you can be my next success story on this Friday's Wish Fulfilled segment of my channel. So thank you guys for joining me. As always, you are incredible. Love you all. I'll catch you in the next video. Look after yourselves and have a great weekend. See you soon.